Hey guys, welcome back. Let's continue our journey to know the new word meanings for competitive exam. In this video, we'll try to see some more word meanings. The very first one is anthropomorphic, right? What is the meaning of anthropomorphic? Anthropomorphic means to attribute human characteristics or behaviors to a creatures or objects that are not humans, such as animals, objects, or natural phenomena. It is an act of giving human-like qualities, characteristics, or emotions to non-human entities. For example, the use of animals to represent human emotions or personality traits in fable and stories is example of anthropomorphism, right? So what we are trying to say is, whenever we are trying to give a human character or behaviors to an object which is not humans. So if I have to quote with the example, if you look at cartoon movies where cartoons will speak like a humans, they will act like a humans. These are example of anthropomorphic. Okay, or if you look at the aliens, they will use satellite phones. These are all the best or great example of anthropomorphism. Okay, let's try to understand this word meaning with some sentences. The cartoon character was anthropomorphic representations of a rabbit that walked on two legs and wore clothes. So, rabbit walking on two legs, wearing a clothes, these are all human characters or behaviors. But when you give this to a rabbit, it's going to be example of anthropomorphic. The children books features an anthropomorphic sons that smiled down on the world and made everything grow, right? So i- if you visualize a sun, like sun smiles and then we get a sunlight, right? These are all human characters. It's not sunlight characters, right? The third one is the company logo was an anthropomorphic version of their product with friendly face and arms. So usually what happens is these days, if you look at the advertisement, right, they will make human friendly characters. So Pepsi bottle will be speaking, or if you look at a lot of anything like television advertisement or car advertisement or any medicine advertisement, they have a human characters. They will be they will have the arms, legs, they will be walking. These are all example of anthropomorphic examples because they are trying to give the human characters to an object which is not humans. The science fictional movie includes several alien species, some of which were anthropomorphic and could communicate with human characters, right? So this word meaning what it is trying to convey us is, whenever you try to give any human characters or behaviors to an object which is not humans, it is considered to be a anthropomorphic. Okay, let's try to understand the second word meaning, antipathy. So antipathy means it's a strong feeling of dislike when you don't like, aversion, hatred towards someone or something. It is an intense feeling of hostility or oppositions towards someone or something due to fundamental differences in values. First of all, let's try to understand what is the meaning of aversion. Aversions means it is a same thing, hatred, dislike, a strong dislike, disgust. We call it as a aversion, right? And when you look at this, when we talk about fundamental differences, especially you see in political parties, they have very strong dislike of opposition's opposition's feelings, or they don't like their ideology, right? So we can use this word antipathy, right? Antipathy is a negative. Basically, it's always used in the negative sense. It's a negative emotions marked by a strong aversion or repugnance. What is the repugnance? Repugnance again, it's a hatred, dislike, or a person. These are all synonyms. Okay, towards someone or something. Let's try to understand some sentence with antipathy. Many Hindus have antipathy towards caste discriminations. This we view as a outdated and unfair social practice. See, one side we talk about the equality, unity, other side we have a caste system. So this, I will not say many Hindus, but most of the people will have, they don't like this, they hate, they have a dislike towards this discriminations. The idea of patriarchy is often met with antipathy, right? So when we say patriarchy, what happens in our society? Male members will have a more power, they have more rights, especially even today. Generally what happens, very easily all your ancestral properties will be given to the male persons, right? So that is somewhere it is considered as a negative effects on women's rights or gender equality, right? So this is also example of antipathy. Third example, cow slaughter continued to be a controversial topic in India, with many Hindus holding a strong antipathy. You don't like it towards this practice due to cultural and religious significance of cows, right? So you have that antipathy, you don't like it, you hate this, right? Many Indians hold antipathy towards corruptions. We don't like it, we have very strong feeling that there should not be a corruptions, because it hinders the country's development and progress, right? So if you look at all these sentences, what we are trying to understand, when you have an antipathy means it is a always it is coming in the negative sense, you are not liking it. It could be anything, but if you look at the summary, what you are trying to convey, hey, I don't like this, please do not do that. Okay, that is very simple meaning of antipathy. The third one is apotheosis. Apotheosis, what does mean by apotheosis? Apotheosis again refers to a highest level or pinnacle of achievement. It's like you reached to a place where no one could go, right? It's a highest level of achievement, like nothing is left after that. It's like you reached to a sikhar of safalta. If I'll say in the Hindi, you went to a success that is the ultimate height where it's very hard to go. So you are trying to show something like, hey, you are very big, you are glorified, you are like a god, you are like a deity, right? We call it as a apotheosis. Apotheosis can also refers to attempt of perfections. You are like so perfectionist. Like in cricket, we call it Sachin Tendulkar. What we call it, the god of cricket, right? He's so perfect, right? So basically, it represents the ultimate achievement, culminations, or glorifications of something, right? It's like way beyond. I mean, once you reach there, it just becomes a example for someone else where we can see that, but it's very hard to go there, right? It has been also used to glorify representations. If you want to glorify something, we use this word apotheosis. Let's try to understand with some example, you'll understand better. Lord Rama, now the word itself will make you think. The seventh avatar of Hindu god Vishnu is believed to have undergone apotheosis at the end of his life when he merged with divine, right? So look at the example. We are quoting Lord Rama. So he reached to a label where we considered as a god, though he was a human being, but he reached to a level at the end of his life where everyone says that hey, he's a god. Even today we pray for him, and he was a god, right? But he was a human being. Second example, the Buddhism. Again, you look at the example. The Buddha is often considered to be an ultimate example of apotheosis because he attained enlightenment. He got the enlightenment. When we say enlightenment means Atmagyan ki prapti. He understood everything about the life. Buddha, right? So again, Buddha we can just visualize. No one could reach till Buddha. Third example, the Hindu saint and philosopher Adi Sankaracharya. Again, third example. He is often regarded as an example of apotheosis due to his contribution to Hindu philosophy. Like he has set an example where everyone follows him, admire him, and everyone follows his ideology. So again, look at the example. You can just imagine Sankaracharya, but no one could be a Sankaracharya in his area uh, in his contribution towards Hindu philosophy, religious practices, and all that, right? The fourth example, Hindu goddess Kali is believed to be a apotheosis of divine feminine power. So, goddess Kali is an example of feminine power. It has been characterized by her fierce aspect of battling demons, like how she fights with the demons, she kills the demons. So, she has been characterized as a apotheosis. Like no one could go beyond that. It's the last uh, goddess we consider as a goddess Kali. I mean, no one could fight or could battle or could control the demons like her. So she is the one who is the ultimate. She is the one who has ultimate power to control over. The fifth one, Kabir. Kabir ke dohe. Everyone knows that, right? So we can even today we give this as example. Even today, his all poems is relevant. So again, he is also considered as an example of apotheosis, right? So now, hope you understood with this all example and why I put this kind of example. No, if you'll go through it, you don't need to go through this word meaning again and again, because I set example in such a way that if you just go through it, it will set in your mind and you can visualize the things, because it's very hard to remember all word meanings. But if you try to understand the word meanings with an example which you can visualize, it will never go from your life. You will always remember this word. Now, apotheosis, whenever you'll hear, you'll think about Lord Rama, you'll think about Buddha, you'll think about Adi Shankaracharya, Goddess Kali, Kabir. You can really visualize, because see, one thing will keep you in your mind is these people are unique people. Okay, no one could reach till here, which means they got ultimate level of achievement. Thank you guys, hope you guys like this video. If you liked it, please like my channel, subscribe my channel, so that whenever I will update, you'll get the latest update and latest video. Thank you guys, thank you for watching this.